Hello, good afternoon. I'm Maxine Cole, and today's date is Sunday, March 5th, 2017. Now I'm going to share a video with you of how God has come through for me. I had shared a video on YouTube about my 4 years issue of bleeding and how God has come through for me. Now I'm going to share with you how sometimes ago in my life, probably in my Christian life, probably about because I'm now walking with the Lord for about 18 years, and it was about 3 to 4 years after walking with God. I one night I went to my bed and I was not dreaming. I was just lying there, you know, and it felt like I was in I was in conscious and unconsciousness, because at one point I tried to get up, I tried to speak, I tried to move my lips, but nothing, no utterance could not come out of my mouth, even though that was a desire that I want to do. And I just started to felt even worse, because that my I just knew that at that time that something was dreadfully wrong with me. I just could not get up. I didn't know what was wrong at the time. I could not talk, I could not move, and I was just lying there. Now I at one point now I found myself on my back, which was unusual for me, because I do not like to sleep on my back. I just cannot sleep on my back. But at that moment, I just find myself on my back, and there was a presence in the room with me. Now, this presence, I know it was a spirit, but I knew also that based on how I felt in my spirit, in my body, that it was not a spirit to harm me, because the Lord had teach me how to detect spirits, how to discern spirits, and therefore I had discerned that this was not an evil spirit, and so forth. I was lying there, and then this spirit just came up on top of my body, lying upon my body, like mouth to mouth, head to head, limbs to limbs, body to feet to feet, and I was just lying there, and the spirit, it was in the form of a male, start to breathe into my mouth through my nostril, through my nostrils, and was saying these words: "You shall not die, you cannot die, you will not die. You shall not die, you will not die, you cannot die." Repeatedly for a long period of time. "You shall not die, you cannot die, you will not die." And the spirit kept repeating those words: "You shall not die, you will not die, you cannot die." And I was just lying there, cannot move, cannot say nothing, cannot do nothing, And this went on for a long period of time. And after a while, the spirit was just not there anymore. It just vanished, just disappeared, and so forth. I was just there lying down. And after a while, I seemed to regain back, my self-being, my self-worth. I regained back fully. I was not unconscious, but whatever state that I was in, I had, after lying there for a period of time, I regained back, strength, and that I could utter, that I could move. But I did not feel to get up at that time. I was just lying there thinking, in my mind, what had just occurred. And I was there for a period of time until, I just went off to sleep. I just felt good in my system. I could move my limbs and I could open my mouth, and I was just there feeling good and just blessing God until, I just went off to sleep. So I slept until probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. When I awoke, I felt a lot of water in my mouth. I imagine at that time that it was water because my mouth was filled. This was not an unusual occurrence for me because as a child, I would have sinusitis situations where every night my pillow would soak with mucus and whatever drainage that will come out of my system from my nasal area. It will just drain it. To God be the glory, it has never, struggling with sinusitis situation from a child, it has never drained on my stomach. It's always drained out. So I had gone through my childhood state with my pillow very wet, and sometimes my head too would be very wet, and so forth. Even as an adult, sometimes this would occur whenever there is pollen in the area, like flowers letting off their scents, and it would affect my sinus area. But it would not be often that I would experience that. But whenever I do experience it, it would be the same thing: drainage on my pillow, which wet my pillow and even sometimes wet my hair, and so forth. That morning when I woke up with my mouth full with imaginable water, it was not unusual for me, So I then got up now to go to the bathroom to spit out what was in my mouth. Now, to my surprise, when I spit out what was in my mouth, it was not water like I did imagine, but it was curdled blood, black, jet black curdled blood. Now I almost scream out in the house. I almost, really go out of my mind because this was an unusual occurrence for me. And anybody know that if you get up and your mouth full with curdled blood and jet black, it is not good, absolutely not good, and so forth. I was really frightened at the time, instantly, because God knew I was there watching over me. I knew that when I go to the bathroom, that what would have happened, and I would be afraid. So instantly, as I was about to scream, instantly the voice of the Lord said to me, Max, don't be afraid, because that was my angel that had came to resuscitate you. You had a black heart thread. Your blood had stopped circulating and was going up to your heart, and it would have killed you. You would not have make it during out the night. You would have died, and so forth. I have sent my angel to resuscitate you, to speak back life in you, to pump the blackness, the curdled blood, because that blood that came out, like when you squeeze up liver and it comes out in mashed pieces. That's how it was that came out of my mouth, but it was jet black. And the Lord said, I had sent my angel to deliver you. Now, to God be the glory. Great things He has done for me all the time, every time, and I must give Him thanks all the time. Many a times people would go to their bed and do not live to wake up to see the next day. Sometimes, why? They have some unusual occurrences that occurs in their body, which blocked off their life, cause them to die, But when you can connect, as long as it is not your time, because these occurrences can happen and you die because it's your time, and that's all you're supposed to go. But when you are connected in God and constantly praying, constantly in touch with God, then He will always, your connection, He will know exactly what is wrong with you. He will know. He looks into you. Sometimes He even shows me in my dream, my inside, what is wrong with my inside. Because what? You keep constantly plugging. You cannot pray just like when you feel like, because the Bible says we must pray without ceasing, because God is saying to us, keep connect. keep connect, keep plugged in. All when you're full, all when your battery full, just keep plugging. Nobody pull it out, because the moment you pull it out, that's when the devil is there watching out for you and try to harm you. But when you constantly plug in, anything cross your wire, any short circuit come in your line, instantly God going to detect it and straight up and send help for you. And that's what had happened for me. And to God be the glory. You might be watching and your situation might be even worse than this that I've just shared. But when you can be grateful for something simple, I do not consider this to be simple, because I could have died. Whenever the enemy tried to stop me, he's always coming with something that will kill you. Because what? You're carrying around the seed of Christ in you. And it's not you that he's after. He's after that seed. He's after what God has put inside of you. But we are the one who are to protect that. And how we protect that, what God give us? By constantly praying. Follow the word of God. Pray without ceasing. Even in my mind, when I'm doing the dishes, wherever, if I'm even in the bathroom, wherever it is, sometimes I will be doing person's ear, and they are talking to me, and while they are talking to me, I'm talking to God. Do you understand? They do not know it. Sometimes I'll be doing as hairstyle, and let me say, Jesus, not outwardly but inwardly, I would say, God, I don't understand. What must I do now? This don't seems right. And yet still I was there talking to the other person. You understand? But this is how you learn to tap in. Nothing cannot stop you from plugging. No situation. You can be sitting in church listening to the preacher and at the same time having a conversation with God. You understand? We just have to learn this. It's not easy. It does not come easy, but practice becomes perfect. And when you practice to pray, I did not get to pray. I did not stop in overnight. I'll have that desire overnight. It comes with years of practicing as a prayer warrior, as a head prayer at the church, that prayer warrior at the church where I used to attend. I learned to sacrifice things. I've learned to sacrifice not watching television. I've learned to sacrifice not going out and enjoying myself, because I want to tap in, to go into spirit realm, to counteract the plans of the enemy. You understand? And have answers for people's situation and also my situation. And to God be the glory, has always come through for me. And if you have watched and this has helped, to God be the glory. Great things he has done and will continue to do. And I say, pray without ceasing. This is what I'm leaving with you this evening. Pray without ceasing. God bless you, as I'll be coming with you again with more mind-blowing testimonies.